everyone. Welcome to today's live stream. My name is Shane Warren, and today I'm going to be talking about how to be a winner. So the law of attraction is a hot topic these days. And through the years, I have tons and tons of different stories and ways that I've played with it in my own life. But I figured in today's video, I just wanted to share a couple of times that I used it to win like contests and like raffles and things of that nature. I haven't done a lot of it, but I do have a couple of notable stories. If you are really interested in the topic, I highly recommend you check out, let me make sure I get her name right, Helene Hadsell. I'll put her name in the description. But she was a woman who in her lifetime won just hundreds of just sweepstakes and contests and game shows and just, yeah, she's pretty much spent her life just being a winner. And I watched a number of like interviews with her, and her story is just phenomenal, and she definitely has a lot of wisdom when it comes to how to really put yourself in the right position to win different contests and things. So yeah, definitely check her out. Yeah, her story is almost like it seems unbelievable, but yet it is her story. Yeah, so I guess going back to myself. Oh, that was one thing I wanted to say. I have my tea going on here, yogi tea that I poured before the stream, and the tag, because they always come with a saying I thought was very fitting for this stream. It says, let's see if I get it on camera. It says, "Let things come to you." So that's a very, very fitting little blurb. So yeah, going into my story, one that I wanted to start off with was when I had won a contest some years ago. This is like 2000, maybe 12, if not earlier. But yeah, right in somewhere in there. It's so hard for my brain to keep track of years because I don't know. I swear, as the years keep going, it's just like they just keep going, and then I'm like, wait, when did that happen? But I do remember where I was living at that time, and the apartment that I was in, that was about 2011, 2012, so somewhere in there. Anyways, so yeah, at that time I was a filmmaker because that's what I have my degree in, and so I was doing different type of film projects and things like that. And I was wanting to participate in this course with this like famous wedding videographer, and he was doing this course. It was going to be in Seattle, and it was going to be live, but then they were going to have like a live studio, I guess, audience or participants. So basically it was a contest going on to where like 6 people or so were going to be selected to be there live and actually work with him in person during like a couple days of this. And yeah, and so I really wanted to participate in that, and to be selected in this contest, he had to send like a video entry of why you wanted to be a part of it and things like that. And there were over 100 submissions, but when I entered, I went in with a knowing that I would be selected. And so that's one of the points I wanted to point out to start off with. If there's something that you're wanting to win, you have to have a knowing. So it can't be like a hope, or wouldn't it be not like, just, it has to be something that like the sun's coming up tomorrow, that it's yours. Like there's no question about it, because that's what I remember thinking back to this particular experience. Is when I sent that entry, I was like, cool, all right, now I'm just waiting for them to send me my email telling me to buy my ticket to head up to Seattle. And so yeah, I submitted it, and it was just like, I pretty much just let it go. After that, like, it wasn't anything that I was like ruminating about. I wasn't in my head like, oh no, will they, won't they, or anything like that. It was just something I had a knowing in my body. This is mine. They're gonna email me, and I'm headed to Seattle. Let me get my bags packed, And it was actually a couple weeks before, but I would say in that time frame, at no point, like I said, I didn't have any sort of doubts about it. I just remember anytime the thought would come up of anything, I would just be like, hmm, you know, I wonder when my email's coming. Like, I was expecting that email. Like, I knew that email was coming, telling me that I was headed out there. Like, there was no doubt in my mind. And then, so yeah, so sure enough, after a couple weeks, I ended up checking my email one day, and it was like, congratulations, you've been selected, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, and then I ended up going to Seattle and got to work with this filmmaker, and it was a lot of fun and a really awesome experience. Uh, so yeah, so that is one story there that I wanted to share. And so yeah, so the key points in that is having that knowing. I would also say having the belief that you deserve what it is that you are desiring, because if you have a lot of kind of angst, or like if you really have like, yeah, that feeling of like, oh, I need this, or I want this, or like that, that is a sign that you don't really believe that you deserve it, or that you're worthy of it. If you feel that, because if it's something that you truly believe is yours, then it should feel natural. It should feel like, you know, easy peasy, another day, just another breath in, just as confident as you are as that next breath coming in. That's how you should feel with whatever it is that you're trying to win, in a contest situation. Yeah, so another story I wanted to share was, this one was in 2018. Yeah, because this was at the skate competition that, if you watched my live stream where I talked about all the things that that I learned from skateboarding, and I talked about entering that contest. I didn't win the competition, the skateboard competition. I was still a beginner, but prior to the competition, they had like a pre-party. Like the day before, there was a party, pizza party, DJ, good times. And so when I went to that, there was actually a raffle going on. And so this is where the story kicks in. So I bought some raffle tickets, because you got to play to win, as they say. And so they had maybe about 7 or 8 different prize selections, and you could put your ticket into which ones you wanted to be drawn from. So like each, prize pack would have like a little bucket or something in front of it, or jar for you to put your ticket in. And so I put my ticket in a few different ones that looked interesting, but there's one particular prize pack that I was like, ooh, that's mine. That is mine. That is mine. Because it was so funny, because it was such an awesome prize pack that you could tell everyone else was thinking the same thing, because the jar for that one was like full to the max. Like everyone was putting their ticket in that one. Because it was all skateboard stuff, but it was like a skateboard deck and trucks, wheels, pretty much everything you needed to build a complete skateboard, a backpack, t-shirt, socks, all kinds of things. It was just jam-packed of just cool stuff. So I was just like, yeah, that's the one for me. And so like I said, I did put a ticket in a few other ones, because, you never know. You never know. That's why you're playing. But that one, I put a couple tickets into that one. That was like, this one is mine. Yeah. So then what I did was, went about the party, got some pizza, listened to the good tunes, chit chat with some people, and yeah, I'm just having a good time. And then I remember when they got to the part of the evening to start drawing for the raffle, I was just like, all right, this is it. And so what I do remember doing that day is, I noticed when they were calling people to win that they would like go, and then they would have them go to the back. So I was just like, all right, so this is what I'm gonna do. What I did is I visualized them calling my number, and then what I seen was myself walking to the prize area. So I seen that mentally in my mind, that my number was called, and then I was in the back. So I seen that vividly in my mind's eye. And then this is what's called like, living in the end, or, seeing the end result. So I visualize, and then, them calling my number, my excitement, lifting up the ticket, and it's like, woo. And then going to get my prize pack, the one that I claimed, the one that I'm like, that one's mine. And then yeah, so then as there, like I said, there were a few different prize packs, so they were going through other ones, and then when they got to the one that was mine, they called the numbers, and then I was like looking at my ticket, and then they called the numbers, and then it was my numbers, but then I just was looking because I didn't really believe it for a second, and then they called it the second time, and I was like, oh snap, and then I went and got my prize, and then I won. And then I remember like sharing with everyone at the party. They were like, everyone's like, oh, you got the good one, like congratulating me. I was like, I visualized it, I was just like, I've seen myself going, and yeah, and so I remember having fun telling people what I did in my mind's eye to win that. And I think that another point I wanted to say with like winning things like that, like raffles and things, is that you got to have fun with it. It has to be a joyous energy. As opposed to, like I was saying, it shouldn't be like this angst or this like desperation or anything like that. It just needs to be lighthearted, just like fun, like, oh yeah, cool, yeah. And so that is one point there. Hold on, let me get my notes. So yeah, visualize the end, and then of course always having gratitude. I think that helps with, like I said, knowing that it's already yours. So gratitude is a way to be in that space of knowing as well, because you're already grateful for it. It's not something, like I said, it's not something out here that you're desiring. It's something you're saying thank you for because it's already yours. So I would definitely say gratitude is a big part of it. And then yeah, and just like I said, being light about it, being easy, and having fun. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's about all I got with that. I just wanted to share my story and some encouragement. I think things like this work easier, definitely, maybe for contests and things like that. I'm not really one for the lottery. That's I guess not really my thing. Not to say that that's not possible. I think it definitely goes to that whole, I don't know, I guess self-worth and believability and all of that. So yeah, if you believe it, then hey, you do you and get it. But I mean, I have a couple of, I guess, because there was a time in my life where I was like, ooh, I just want to win the lottery. But it was definitely from a place of desperation, of just, finances suck right now. And man, wouldn't it be nice just to win a buttload of money? And which is not the energy you want to be in to be able to win. But I do, like I said, I do remember a couple of funny stories with that. Is one time when I was wanting to win the lottery, I was like listening to these subliminal like audios, and it was like one subliminal, and so it was just like, or like this meditation, and you like visualize yourself winning the lottery and things like that. So I remember I was in that, doing that. And so I remember after listening to that one afternoon, I went out for a walk. And as I went out, I happened to find $1 on the ground because, I always find money. So I found $1 on the ground, and then I had a thought. I was like, ooh, I found $1. Why don't I just go buy a lottery ticket with this dollar? It's like I was just listening to the lottery subliminal meditation situation. I was like, I just found $1 on the ground magically. So it's just like, oh, let me go buy a lottery ticket then. And then, so I went to go buy a lottery ticket at the grocery store. They have, those vending machines for lottery tickets, the scratch tickets. So I took the $1 that I just found on the ground, and I was like, put my $1 in the machine. But one thing I didn't notice as I put my $1 in the machine is someone had actually left $10 of credit in the machine. So I went from finding $1 on the ground to then getting $10 in the machine credit that I was able to use. So then I bought $11 worth of different scratch tickets. I just kind of did a pick mix and a couple $1, $5, whatever. And then I went home and scratched them, and at the end of the day, I won $10. So not millions, but it was a fun story that I went from finding $1 on the ground to $10, like I said, being left in the machine, to winning $10 that I was able to go and cash in. So that's I guess one of my lottery stories. And then I think another one time that I had played is I was trying to do like the draw numbers, and I was trying to divine to get like the winning numbers. And so I remember like doing all this whatever weird stuff to come up with numbers. And then so I came out with the numbers that I wanted to play. And then I remember I went to play those numbers. And then also I think I played the numbers that I had, did my whatever voodoo whatever to get them to divine the numbers for. And then I also bought two other like random pick number draw, where you can randomly, get the number selected. So I got two random ones. And so of those three tickets, when the draw finally came, the one where I did all my whatever to come up with the numbers, I actually did get, I want to say like three of the numbers right or something. Yeah, like three numbers right. So it's like I won some money. It was a small amount of money. But, so again, I didn't win the multi-millions, but I did win something. And the other two cards won absolutely nothing. So that was kind of a fun thing. So I don't know, maybe I didn't go deep enough with my whole little ritual that I was doing to come up with the numbers, because I managed to get a couple right, but maybe if I would have went deeper, I could have got the rest. But that's about it. I definitely, like I said, I'm not one to really play the lottery now. Because I definitely feel that there are a million other ways to make $1 million that are easier. Well, not you. I mean, obviously, if the numbers come to you divine and some spirit tells you to go play and you win, hey, like I said, get it. But I usually choose to invest my money in different things at this time in my life. But yeah, contests though are fun. Raffles are fun. When you're attending an event, and it goes to a good cause. So then that way it's like lighthearted too. It's just like play a few dollars and then you win. If you don't, it at least goes to a good cause. So yeah, I do have fun. I guess doing that, and I love the the philosophy. You got to play to win. So I'm always one up for raffles. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there were any other contests I could think of that I've won. I think the two stories I shared are the main ones that come to mind. But yeah, like I said, the main things you want to just remember is you gotta know that believe that you can have it, see yourself with it, know that it's already yours, and have gratitude, feel good, be playful, have fun, and it really is that. Yeah, that's it. And I want to recommend again that you check out Helene Hadsell, because her story, like I said, it's crazy. Like I want to get on her level of winning, because she just won so many different ones, and it's so cool like listening to her talk. And she was a part of Jose Silva, if you're familiar with like the Silva method. Like she studied with him, so a lot of like the mind techniques that she learned from using that method. And and it was cool too, like hearing some of her other stories. Like she had mentioned that she at one point in her life needed to get a surgery, but then she chose, I guess, not to do certain medications, but then she also was able to control the bleeding with like meditation and things like that. So I don't know, the Silva method is interesting. I've studied it a little bit, but I haven't gotten too deep with it. Like I've never actually I guess gone to any of their events or anything like that. But it definitely is a testament to what can be done with the mind, and when you actually believe, and what can actually come about. As they say, what you think about comes about. And yeah. All right, guys, I am definitely rambling on. I just wanted to pop on here and just kind of share my story. Thank you so much I see lots of hearts and likes coming in. Thank you for the love, everyone. I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a good one. All right, bye.